You are now tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule. And that's be respectful. You are now tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. Goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule. And that's be respectful.
I'll let us next week, man.
No doubt, man. And definitely shout out to the family, liberationmindedmedia.net. That is Black Eye Stand, Do the Knowledge Radio, The Rundown with Renee, and My Skin is My Sin. Oh, and don't forget to share the show, man. If you check it out today, or if you check it out next week, or if you check it out in 1,000 years, and if you are that motherfucker that digs this up in 1,000 years, you are the most phenomenal individual to ever walk the galaxy for digging up this greatness and still share our shit, man. Shout out to you. Don't forget to check out the websites, emeraldshell.com, designsbymonet.com, and myskinismysin.net.
You, so don't sweat me. And I can't make you like me, but you will respect me. I'm not alone. I got my ancestors with me. The man out to get me, I'm gone. Fucking with me. What did I do to you? You gon' make me pull this tool on you. Might even put some voodoo on you. If you keep fucking with me. To the new ancestors, all around and above us, they still can't touch us. Ku Clan Kluxus. Can't wait till Mother Nature wipe this bitch out. Better yet, I can't wait to wake up a nation when this shit drop. Been pissed off since they put me on them ships and I was shipped off. Been lied to, history been stolen, we all been ripped off, but it's coming back to me. All the knowledge come through me. Sun God, I'm in Ra, the whole world look up to me. The whole world got it twisted, except the indigo children. Most of my niggas so fucked up when I spit this shit they won't listen. When I spit this shit they don't hear me. I come in peace but they fear me. My black women been scorned. You know that hell has no fury. You know your time coming, don't you? You know we waking up faster. Don't let them feed you that Bible. No disrespect to your pastor, no disrespect to your grandma. You know they stuck in their ways. Let you tell us since the beginning of time we was nothing but slaves. I shade a Huey P. Newton, I shade a Tupac Shakur, I shade a all the new ancestors. Please come run through Detroit. Please come run through this country. Please help me run through this money. Please hit me with my abundance so I can show the world something. Feel like I owe the world something. I feel this shit in my bones. Got it straight from the ancestors and put this shit in a song. Sandra Bland was her name. You couldn't fathom my pain. I can name 1,000 more ancestors, but there's no need to explain. I'll never die. I'll never die. I ain't fucking with you, so don't sweat me. And I can't make you like me, but you will respect me. I'm not alone. I got my ancestors with me. The man out to get me, I'm gone. It ain't no way, it ain't no way, it ain't no way. You keep fucking with me. What did I do to you? You gon' make me pull this tool on you. Might
keep fucking with me.
I wonder if all these niggas know when they pour out a little liquor, they pouring libations. For all my people of African descent, our ancestors are the focus of deep respect. Say Ashe after the name. Say Ashe after the name. Sandra Bland, Eric Gardner, Philando Castile, Alton Sterling, Mike Brown, Tamir Rice, Freddie Gray, Sean Bell. I can name so many more new ancestors we pay deep respect. Joyce Finn, Brandon Bryant, Tupac Shakur, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass, Afeni Shakur, Nina Simone, Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, James Baldwin, Dr. Saban, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. They don't have to be deceased, we still pay respect. Dick Gregory, Dr. Phil Valentine, Dr. Africa, Dr. Claude Anderson, Bobby Hemmett. To the hundreds of thousands more, we say Ashe.
What's good, fam? This is Jobs, and you are tuned in to My Skin is My Sin presents another edition of Intellectually Petty Radio. And today we have the honor and the privilege of speaking with Newburgh City's own Councilman Omari Shakur. And how you doing, King?
I'm doing great today. How are you?
I'm all right, man.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you just fine.
No problem.
How's your family, bruh?
Right now, in the middle of this crisis, I mean, we're alive, but everybody's on pins and needles worrying about what the future holds now. So, but everybody's good.
I can understand that one. So speaking of the future, what do you think, bruh? What do you think the future holds?
So right now, I think the future is there for us to shape and start to begin a new future right now, especially after the George Floyd incident right now this year. There's a new future now because a lot of people have waken up. So right now, that's a very hopeful sign because the young people, they're waking up. So it was like the 60s. It's like a 60s feel right now.
That's interesting that you say that too, because I kind of wanted to ask you about that, like the comparison. Do you think that this is hitting harder than it did in the 60s or vice versa?
Well, being a former Black Panther and being from the 60s, I know we never took over a police station before. So, Minnesota has set a new level and in response to of us being murdered. So the 60s, like I said, the 60s was an awakening. We went back to sleep, it looked like, in the 90s, the beginning of the 2000s, and the beginning of this new century, but it looked like the young people are waking up now.
And since we on that, man, shout out to the young folks, man, because y'all really doing y'all thing.
Yes, they're really doing their thing.
Yeah, and I try to give them, the props as much as possible because they deserve it.
Yes, because they're the one dying.
Yeah.
And they're caught between a rock and a hard place. We're killing each other, and the police are killing us.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we're getting it from both ways. So they're trying to figure it out now. The young people are looking for guidance right now, and they're looking for solutions.
Facts. And you know what? They're doing a damn good job of coming up with their own solutions. My generation did them a huge disservice. We dropped the ball from the 60s. I was born in the 70s. And, I'm the crack generation. And we completely, and I say this all the time, we completely dropped the ball as far as, like the baton was passed and the race was full steam. The 60s had shit in place. And we just needed to keep running the race, and we got complacent.
Well, I think the baton was passed, but the baton was passed with, instead of preparing you I guess the baton was passed, but we never thought that we would get back here.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought after the 70s, after the crack period, I thought, okay, crack, crack hit the communities, chemical warfare. That was chemical warfare.
It was.
As a result of the 70s, as a result of all the things that were happening in the 70s, the Black Panthers, the RNA, the BLA, the SLA, the Peace and Freedom Party, the Weathermen. So basically, the 70s, they declared war on the United States and basically set the tone. And then the chemical warfare hit our communities. And then a lot of people, I guess after the crack hit, a lot of people were devastated by the crack and started leaving their communities.
Yeah.
And so instead of fixing the hood, everybody left the hood. And so the hood was basically is just in disarray. And so now the crack babies and the crack generation, so they've been walking in the wilderness.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree
And
with you.
now they're crying out. They're crying out actually. What you seen in Minnesota was a cry. That was the final straw.
Yeah, I would wholeheartedly agree. All right, so let me backtrack a little bit, man.
Okay.
So you're born and raised in Newburgh, New York, correct?
Yes. 1956. So I was born in Newburgh, but because my father was a soldier, I was taken to West Point. My mother was taken to West Point, which is a military facility here. Okay. And I was born there, actually. But I've been here 64 years.
Okay, why? Why stay in Newburgh, a city that most people on the planet have not heard of?
Okay, well, I left for a while because I was part of the Black Panther Party. I was part of the Black Liberation Movement. That's why my name's Shakur with Asada Batula, being part of that movement. So I was traveling around, but I came back home, Newburgh. So this is where 1776 George Washington's headquarters was. So this was the birth of the revolution. And right now, yes. So right now we feel Newburgh is one. It was declared one of the 9th worst cities in the United States. And so right now we have a mission in Newburgh from 9th worst to 9th best. So if we can change Newburgh around, this is a new revolution. We'll be shining a spotlight for the rest of the country to come forward. We're 4 square miles. There's 30,000 people approximately, if you go by the census, official census. But there's approximately 40,000 people here now. And we call ourselves the 6th Borough from New York City. And Newburgh, I can't explain Newburgh right now, but we are on the map. And right now, we're going through an occupation right now. Mm-hmm. With the federal police department, the state police department, the county police department, all of them have been stationed in Newburgh the last 6 weeks because they said 55 shots were fired in some neighborhood, and as a result, we were put on a federal crime watch list or whatever. And we woke up 3 days later and basically we were occupied.
In a city of 30,000 to 40,000 people, they went through all
4
of that.
4 square miles. So they basically have been shutting our city down. And so me and my organization, New Voters Movement, we have been videotaping the police because they came in here to our city in the middle of a coronavirus crisis, and they weren't wearing masks, they weren't wearing body cams. And they just came in and they just were stopping so many stops in our community in the last 6 weeks. It's 300 and counting.
Wow.
In the black and brown neighborhood.
Wow. And I saw some of the videos of you taping the police. Shout out to you, man, and your team. You know, like that takes some balls, bro. Especially with not a lot of people backing you up. Because you don't have many people in Newburgh.
Yeah. So we call policing the police right now because they were taking our kids out of the cars with no mask on. They were taking 10 and 20 of our kids to the police station at a time and then releasing them back into the community in the middle of a crisis. So We felt they were trying to infect our community, and not only infect our community, they were intimidating our community because they were stopping young people, pulling them out the car, searching them without their consent. Um, they were, like I said, I mean, they were basically taking cars apart in the street,
Wow.
confiscating people's cars in the middle of a corona crisis. So right now we have an overwhelmed, overburdened community already that is suffering from poverty. And now in the middle of a crisis, you got all these police pulling people out of cars instead of offering them masks. They were basically talking to them without masks. So as a result of us doing all these videotapes and sending them to the governor called, made them put the mask on, and now he's telling them put the body cam. They have to have body cams. So I mean, we're making some changes because now being a city councilman, I have to understand I'm no longer an activist. I am now sitting on the table where we can create policy and procedure. So that's what we're working on right now.
So how long have you
Changing
been a councilman?
since January 1st.
Since January 1st. Okay, so you fresh. You fresh.
I'm fresh. This is my fifth run.
Okay.
I ran for county legislator twice. I ran for mayor twice, and this is I decided to run for city council and I won.
Is it worth it?
Yes, it's worth it because the children of my community have watched this journey, and they understand now about not quitting. You know, they have finally understood don't quit, and the children are waking up now, and they're getting involved. So it was very well worth it
That's a beautiful
because
thing.
now we have a community that they want change now, and they have seen the change began with me because I was one of these kids from the streets. Um, I'm very well known here in this city,
Hmm.
so people they have witnessed the transformation. So I have become a beacon of light for younger people to understand that just keep on, don't quit, and basically that's been my motto: don't quit, never quit. And
So
so
so so you say you was in them streets. What was the low point? What changed?
the low point was I did 6 years in prison.
Okay.
Um, I came home and I was addicted to the drug that I was selling. I got addicted to the drug that I was selling. I was addicted on the streets, parolee, and um, I basically got into a bad point in my life, and I was almost killed. I was shot. Um, I was wearing a bulletproof jacket, but I got shot, and because I couldn't go to the hospital, a young lady took me into her house, and I recuperated, and I never looked back. 2001. In
Wow.
fact, it was Martin Luther King's birthday. And
Wow.
so, as a result of that, we started a group called New Poets because I was doing poetry. We started doing poetry. And while we were doing the poetry, while I was in prison, a young man was killed by a cop.
Hmm.
And now the cop that killed this young man in 1991, fast forward to 2005, they were getting ready to make him police chief.
Oh.
And so the community was asking me about this cop. And so we went back and researched it. So there was a off-duty officer who got off work. They got drunk and they were drag racing up our main strip. They hit a young man and dragged him for 2 blocks and killed him.
Wow.
And so that was 1991. This cop was never prosecuted. It was basically pushed under the rug. And now in 2005, they were trying to make him police chief. And so as a result, after we went back and found out what was going on, we went to a city council meeting, and basically we shut the city council down because we didn't want this cop. But as a result of us doing that, they took all our permits going for 5 years. New Poets, we had been taking the children away. We had did 5 talent shows every summer.
Hmm.
And then the last week we would take our children away just before they would go to school, and so the first year we took them to Great Adventures, 125 kids, and so it didn't really mean that much to me. But a couple of days later, the lady stopped me. She said that was a beautiful thing y'all did because some of those kids might not never leave Newburgh again. And so for the next 5 years, we made sure we took 150 kids away every summer, and we were mentoring our children and we were building our community. But because we went against this appointment for the police chief, they basically tried to shut our organization down. So New Poets became New Voters. And so New Voters went out and we registered almost 2,500 people. There's only 10,000 people registered in the city of Newburgh. We registered 1 out of 4 people in our city.
Wow.
And yes, so we got involved with the politics of our city. And so now we have, for the first time in Newburgh's history, we have a majority on the city council. So we have basically taken control of our city.
Still got a white
the
mayor?
Politics side. No, black mayor.
Okay.
2 black city councilmen, 2 Hispanic city council people, and 2 white people.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. I'm proud of y'all. Keep that shit up. You know, pat yourself on the back, but don't get too complacent. I love to hear that too, bro. You know,
right.
So what's next? How do you get the police out of Newburgh? The occupation.
So right now, that's what we're going through right now. With what's going on in Minnesota, what's going on now with Atlanta, we're basically going out to defunding our police department and restructuring it. But right now, because Newburgh is 80% black and Hispanic, we have been asking for a police chief to reflect that diversity. So that's the battle right now.
Okay.
To get a police chief to reflect that diversity, then take our police department in the next 5 years and make sure our police department reflects the diversity of our city. So that's the battle right now. Housing is a big problem, especially now going forward after this crisis. We feel housing is going to be a big problem right now. So we're trying to make sure that we have legal representation in place, and we're getting some money from the federal government to help people with going forward with their rents and things like that. And mortgages. Also, we're looking at people who also have homeowners. They're going to need relief also. So right now, we're just trying to go forward out of this crisis. Okay. And we're trying to make sure we educate our community with information for housing, policing, and all the issues, because we feel an informed person can fight a better battle.
Thanks.
And if you know your rights, you're more likely to succeed in any problems that you have.
And if you are just now tuning in, I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. I just want to let people know that we do have Newburgh, New York's City Councilman Omari Shakur joining the conversation with us today. If you got any questions or comments, you call 216-539-0659. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, though, King.
No. I'm just like I said. So today's election day in New York State.
Okay.
And so that's why I was a few minutes late, because we've been taking people to the polls because the polls finally opened. So we have 1 polling place in the city of Newburgh, but nobody actually. I mean, it's so we're in the middle of election right now for the June primary, for the presidential election. So that's what we've been doing all day.
Okay. Yeah, y'all got for what 30-some thousand people. Y'all got 1 polling place.
Yes, because of the crisis.
Okay. What would you normally have?
We would have approximately 4. So we have 4 wards in the city of Newburgh.
Okay.
Like I said, it's only 4 square miles in Newburgh. So we have 4 wards and we have 4 polling places. Usually 1 in each ward.
You know what it sounds? Have you ever been to Bridgeport, Connecticut?
Yes.
Newburgh sound like I've been to Bridgeport before, and I was completely shocked at first off that it was in Connecticut, but like just how small it was and how many black folks was there. Newburgh sounds like Bridgeport.
So yeah, so now actually, so Newburgh is 80% black and Hispanic. Newburgh is approximately 27% black, but now the Hispanic population is on 50%.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. So, but we are a majority, but because a lot of the Hispanic population are undocumented, they can't register. So, black people, we still are the most registered population in the city of Newburgh. So, right now, but if you came to Newburgh, at our city hall, Newburgh is 80% black and Hispanic, but city hall 70% white and 63% non-resident.
That's crazy.
It's like a big plantation.
Oh my
it's
God,
really
that's
crazy.
ridiculous.
Yes, it's real crazy. And so,
how do you change that? Like, that's unacceptable.
So that is the fight right now, and because I have taken that fight to City Hall, if you witnessed in February, my second month in office, police department came after me.
Yeah.
And there was a video put out.
It was. I enjoyed the video. Just to keep it honest, I wasn't gonna bring it up, but since you brought it up, I enjoyed the video thoroughly. I'm not gonna lie. I was over here, black fist in the air and everything.
So the police department, they videotaped me, and the next day, that videotape went around the world. I was getting phone calls from Texas, California. I was just getting everybody was like, "What's going on, bro?" I woke up and this is on my side. So the police department put that out. They put that video out, and basically it kind of backfired on them because all it did was show a black man cursing a white man out.
Pretty much, and getting away with this shit. Like I'm telling you, man, I was like, yes. You know, like I was not one of those people complaining at all.
So give you some background on that incident. In 2006, October 16th, I filed 3 federal lawsuits against this police department.
Okay.
October 30th, my son got shot in the back of the head. They say he had a shootout with the police.
But he got shot in the back of the head.
Yeah. But October 16th, when I filed the complaints, I was walking out of the police department, out of the courtroom. The whole police department was there, and they were talking crap to me, basically talking about, "This ain't over, we'll see you." And so 2 weeks later, my son got murdered.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, so 2006, October 30th, my son was shot in the back of the head, and so that's basically also was the impetus for New Voters Movement. We started registering people to vote. My mother ran for mayor. She lost. Then I ran for mayor 2 times. I lost. I ran for county legislator 2 times. I lost. But I finally got stuff together this year. Last year, we won. And now we are mentoring a bunch of young people to run for the next election in next year. Mm-hmm. We have 4 more seats opening up, so we're mentoring young people right now. We're registering our community. And like I said, I told them we'll never fix Newburgh until we fix City Hall. Because Newburgh is 80% black and Hispanic, but City Hall is 70% white. And 63% don't live here. So all our decisions are still being made by the 20% in the city of Newburgh. And so Newburgh is a poverty-stricken area, and so now the cry now is Newburgh for Newburghers. So we're trying to take over our police department, our fire department, and our city hall, and make sure these jobs go back to the residents of the city of Newburgh. And because I have taken that cry, they have been coming after me. They've been coming after me hard.
Wow. So, and my condolences on losing your son too, man. I can't imagine.
Yes. But so right now our mission is I can't bring my son back. We can't bring these victims back from the police department, but we can save our children. So that has been my mission.
So
To
that
save the
that
baby.
that cop is still active and on the force then.
That was so the cop that killed my son
Mm-hmm.
or the one yes, he's still active, but the cop that this video that took that video, he was one of the officers one of my lawsuits was in. So this officer knew me,
Mm-hmm.
and basically they keep calling me Mr. Shakur, and I keep telling them I'm their boss.
Yeah.
So it's been, yeah. So it's just been a thing right now. Um, I mean, they got a black man that won't be quiet, and they can't quiet. I told you the only way you can quiet me is you have to do me like Malcolm and Martin. Until then, I'm not going to be quiet about the issues that are affecting my city, and we're going to change our city. So it has become a war in our city right now to take back our city. So
Well, salute to
that's
you,
what's going
man.
on right now.
Like, salute to you for not taking the shit. You know, because a lot of us have sat on the sidelines and not done shit. I'm not saying that everybody needs to run for office or everybody needs to march, but contribute. Everybody should be able to contribute in some way, shape, fashion, or form.
Right, and so the main thing, the rules have changed, and they have been changed by the people that are oppressing you. So one of the things is, if me and you get into a fight, and I make the rules, how can you win? So we gotta stop following the rules. And I'm not saying anarchy is involved, but I'm saying stop playing the game that they set. Because most of the inner cities, the governments are set up to keep the inner cities like they are, to keep you in place.
Mm-hmm.
They're not there to help you. They're there to keep you in place. You know, look at foster care. We're looking at the foster care system right now. If you're on social services, you got 4 kids, you'll probably get approximately $12,000 a year. But if you lose those children, they go into foster care, somebody will get $20,000 a piece for each one of them kids to take care of your children. But they won't give that to you. So
exactly.
all these things are put in place to keep you in place.
That's
so
crazy. I took one of those classes too, the foster care classes, and you're absolutely right. And that depends. Right. It may depend on where you at. Because I think it was more money. Like I live in Cleveland. I was born and raised in Detroit, but I live in Cleveland now.
Right.
And we took the class in Cleveland. And I want to say like that's at least $2,000 a child per month.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
but if they won't give you that much, but people won't give you that much to take care of your own children.
Exactly. Yeah,
they give somebody $80,000 to take care of 4 children, but they'll give you $12,000 to take care of your own children.
And then blame you for not being able to take care of your kids.
Right. Another thing with the prison system, when I ran, I said, okay, it costs $70,000 a year to keep a man in prison in New York State. So why don't you give them a job for $35,000? You say $35 right off the top. And now after they work for a year in our city, we got all these abandoned buildings, give them a building. Now you have a job in the building, you have a vested interest in your city. But they keep wanting to put us in prison for our mistakes, but why don't you? Right. And so right now we're just trying to change all these things that are keeping us in place. And we're trying to break these restraints and show our young people, stop holding your hands out for these dollars and create your own job. Create your own destiny. Create your own futures.
And I do want to make sure that I absolutely thank Isaiah for hooking up this conversation. Definitely appreciate it, bro. Yeah.
Yes.
He's been rocking with the show for a minute.
Okay. So, I mean, it's more information. I'm just trying to give you a heads up on who I am. But right now, it's not who I am. It's who we want our children to be. And so right now, we're putting I'm putting a mentoring program in place.
Okay.
And every child that joins my program is basically a city council person. And we're all going to be city council people because we're all going to come forward and fix our city. Because I can't do it. It's a weekend. Mm-hmm. So I'm starting a mentoring program this week, and I'm inviting all the young people, come to my office, join, become my aide, and we're all going to be city council people. we're going forward right now, teaching young people that you have a better future. And what better way to do it than just giving them giving them um, hands-on, um, what can I say? Just a hands-on opportunity to be a part of their city right now.
And I think that's what
And
the
so I,
movement has missed. Like that's a
yep,
key thing right there is developing, cultivating, and developing leadership going forward.
right. Because our battles are generational if you look at it.
Yeah,
Our battles are generational. So if this generation is not in place, then the next generation, how will they learn? If this generation doesn't pick up the baton, like you said, and move forward, how does the next generation, be prepared?
absolutely, man. And I'm proud of you, bro. If nobody else tells you, I am absolutely proud of you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that because I'm proud of you for doing what you do because all this is part of the universal ingredients that are being put into our communities right now and moving forward. Because I'm not a religious person, but I am a spiritual person. I
Mm-hmm.
understand right now that our communities are waking up. And George Floyd, oh man, that incident right there is it will never go back to being the same now. It will never go back to being the same in our communities right now as a result of what happened in Minnesota. Because communities are waking up, they're taking over their police department, but this is the beginning. This is the vanguard of a new moment right now for our communities and our cities going forward.
Yeah, I must admit that some of the like they took over a whole street in Seattle, like a whole block.
Yeah,
I was,
Occupy, yeah.
yeah, I was thoroughly surprised by a few things. But I'm hoping that like we sustain this energy. I really do.
Yes. Yes,
That.
because there has been moments that all these police shootings the last 10 years have become moments. For a moment we get mad, but then
Mm-hmm. We go back to the same
everybody go
shit.
right back to street. Yeah, we go right back to the same street.
You
So
know.
I keep telling the kids policies. I said these protests they're good. Taking a knee, all that stuff is symbolic. But taking control of our city halls and taking control locally of your community, that is right now what is going to move us forward. The local elections, taking control of your local elections and taking control of your local community because the local community, they are in charge of your housing, they are in charge of your employment, they are in charge of your judges and the prison system and the police. So take control of our local elections.
And you
Taking
know what?
control of them.
Another thing, like what for the youth, is taking advantage of how close they are now. That they can,
Right.
like you got a councilman in Newburgh who can reach out to a councilman in Los Angeles or
Yes.
in Philadelphia or with ease. Take advantage of
Yep.
that because that's what's really moving this movement now is social media.
Social networking.
Yeah,
Social networking.
yeah,
That's right. Me and you wouldn't have never been able to have this conversation without social networking.
man.
We probably wouldn't even known each other, you know. So yes, social networking is the next level. So how can we? So one of the things we will definitely stay in touch with you, and we will start. We will, like I say, keep this message and this information flowing because
Absolutely. And if
that's
any of
all
the
it is.
kids want to call up, definitely have them do that. I encourage that.
Yes, yes, get these young people right because they're woke now. They're woke now. So now they're like, what's going on? So now start. Well, this is time. I have a saying: poor righteous teachers rise, teach, lead. So right now, the older generation got to connect with the younger generation, give them some guidance, and let that energy flow. Let that energy flow.
As soon as you said that too, all I heard was rock this funky joint. I'm sorry, but I couldn't
That's
help it.
right.
I'm hip
That's
hop.
right.
I'm hip hop forever.
Hey, always hip hop. So when you get off of here, Google Kid Nice. That's my brother. He used to rock with Grandmaster Flash and all them. We put New York on the map back in the days because they used to all come here to battle us.
Yeah, I'm definitely
So
gonna have
yeah,
to check that one out.
yes, we got a lot. We got a lot of stuff happening here in Newburgh. We're the best kept secret right now.
All right. Well, shit, put me up on something because I love, man. I'm telling you, I've been here since the first hip hop verse, and I have loved every minute of it. It's been the soundtrack to my life.
Yes, but now we have to change the verses. We have to get back to KRS One and Public Enemy. We got to stop talking about um, calling our queens hoes and talking about shooting each other and robbing each other. We got to change the message
I mean, well, the
because
thing
they have.
about it is that we've always had that music. Like, if you want to
You
go
all,
back to Two Live Crew or whatnot, it's just that what we celebrated. Like, it's more people now. If you Google pro black music, you'll find more people now than the early days. It's just
yeah,
we are not promoting those people.
right. Because the contract goes to the to the rap the whack rappers, but the rappers with the information and the educational stuff, they're not. But they're underground. We still got the strong underground. So we're always going to be because this is us. Hip hop is us.
Facts.
So
You know,
they try to control the corporate America is trying to take control of it, but they can't. They can never do it because they don't have this. They can't take. They can't take us.
I mean, well, you know what though, like, and while we were talking about social media and how much of a tool it is, we need to use that same tool to bring some awareness to some rappers that's talking about something.
Right. I mean, it's all a process. It's
Yeah.
all a process.
You
And
know.
we also have to understand while we're going through this process, there are some people that always try to say, so just take Black Lives Matter. We say Black Lives Matter, there's going to be some people who say, no, they don't.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be an opposite to whatever you're doing. So you have to understand the balance. So I always tell the kids, you want to play Monopoly, know the rules. So whatever you're doing, know the rules and understand your enemy.
Man, I love that game too. And
Yes.
if you did not check out the song that I played earlier, it's called "New Ancestors" by a brother named Knowledge, Nolaj.
Okay.
Very dope
I
song.
looked it up.
Let me see a couple
Okay.
other brothers. A brother named Connie Sun. There's a brother named Baba Amin. He's got a joint called
Okay.
"What's Your Name." Just so people can, you can have some choices out there, and you ain't gotta you Google anything. Giuliano Santiago's got a joint called "Prison Ain't a Place for a King." Very dope song. Very dope song.
Man, we got thousands of artists out here that are unrecognized, but
Yep.
in their own neighborhoods. So we gotta figure out a way how to get that social network and then uplift them and stop uplifting. And right now in the middle of a corona crisis, there are a lot of new outlets opening up for us
Yeah.
because they had to open up. So
Yeah. Yeah. I will say that, like now is the time. If you at home and you got some shit to say, now is the time to say it. The climate is right.
right,
The temperature is perfect for you. Like
yes,
the ears are just waiting on your soul. So,
yes.
I might have to
And
write
so
that one
right
down.
now, yeah, because we're the new creators right now. And right now, we have to get the new generation ready for the next generation. And we got to understand this is a generational battle. So
So
if
if
we
if
keep this
people want to get in contact with you, and I'm sorry, but if people want to get in contact with you, how they do that?
right now, the quickest, best way to get in touch with me, Omari Shakur on Facebook.
Bet. I just want to make sure people know how to do that. And when you Google the brother, you know how they do us. Like if we got any type of anything in our background, that'd be the first thing you see. Don't let that shit fool you.
Yeah,
Don't let that
fool
define
you.
him. Okay.
Don't let that define me because, like I said, right now, we're in a quest to take over our city and shine this light for the rest of the nation to follow over. We're trying to put a template together how to take over your cities, your inner cities, the poverty areas, how we make sure that we go into these areas and wake our people up and take them over. So we're putting the template together right now in Newburgh, New York, and like I said, we're the best kept secret. But right now, we're going to be from ninth worst to ninth best. Just keep watching.
I mean, y'all registered 1/4 of the voting.
Yep.
So like that right there, you know, like people are, what I hate is those people that get on their high horse about voting. Oh, it don't mean shit, blah 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 blah. When they really mean voting for the president doesn't mean shit, and they don't delineate that. So people just here don't vote. When voting locally is everything. You can vote for the sheriff.
Right.
You can vote for the district attorney. That judge you went in front of got voted in. You know, don't let these motherfuckers fool you into thinking that voting is a waste of your time. It is not.
And so what our organization, New Voters, have did, because everybody comes to your community and asks for your vote, but nobody wants to empower you.
Right.
So we're empowering our community. And we're empowering our community with registration. And so one of the things we're empowering our community right now is getting them to do the census, because that's federal money that will be coming back into our community. But we're empowering our community with housing rights. We going to our state capital. We changed a lot of housing laws last year, but right now we're trying to get them enforced.
Okay.
That's the problem, because a lot of people don't even know the law and the rules have changed. So we're trying to put seminars together. We're trying to put housing seminars together. We're putting policing seminars together. We're putting job seminars together. We're empowering the people.
You know, and what people are not talking about is they really about to try to kill us with these evictions.
Yes. So up until August 20th in the state of New York is a moratorium that your landlords cannot do nothing until August 20th. But August 20th, all hell's going to break loose. So in New York City, in fact, they got a whole year right now in the city itself. But the rest of the state is August 20th.
Now, when you say they got a whole year, they still charging you rent. They just can't collect it for that year, correct?
So if you can pay your rent, pay it. We're telling people if you can pay your rent, pay it.
Right.
But if you have lost your job and you can't pay your rent in the city of New York until I want to say June 20th of 2021, there's a moratorium that you cannot be evicted.
Yeah, because what's going to happen next year is people going to have $50,000 rent bills.
Right. So yeah, if you're on so right now, if you're on social services paying your own rent. If you're on SSI or something, they're paying your rent. But if you have lost your job, that's what the moratoriums are in effect for. And once the moratorium is over here in our city, if you can prove you lost your job, we just collected about $500,000 to help pay for rent. So, and we're reaching out to some other opportunities that might be coming forward as helping us pay our rent. So we're reaching out to different entities right now, seeing what we can put in place going forward in August 20th. But once that moratorium is over, you still cannot be evicted. The only person can evict you is the judge.
Okay.
So going forward, even though the moratorium is over and they say, okay, now they can come after you, your landlord, they can come after you, but they can take you to court.
Right.
And the judge is still the judge's decision. So we're still looking into September or October. And if everybody goes to court and fight their case, it will be another 6 months where you even probably go to court if the courts are overlong. So right now, but we're trying to put all this information together. We're trying to work with our legal aid society and make sure once this opens up, we do have something in place to help everybody, because it will be crazy.
Well, I definitely appreciate that, man. And I know it's election day, so I'm not gonna try to hog up too much of your time. I know you got shit to do, bro.
I gotta go back out and tell people to go out and vote.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Yes.
If there's anything that we can do, I'm not sure what, but just let me know, bruh. And we are a platform that you can always use.
So I'm gonna keep your number. Maybe 3 months from now, we'll come and do a follow-up show. But
Absolutely.
We'll keep it going.
Absolutely.
But I will stay in tune, and I will make sure people from my community listening to you and maybe feed into you. Because networking. Of course, right now, we're in one big ghetto in the United States. And once we hook it up, yeah, we're in one big ghetto in their cities right now. So how can we connect together and fight these battles collectively?
Absolutely, man. Like that, and that's
Right.
we've been doing this show over 5 years, man. And if black folks is talking about it, man, so are we. So and we've had a shitload of different people from Kendrick Johnson's mother to one of the brothers in a speech from Arrested Development. Like we've had a lot of people on the show, man. So we like if it's something we can do, bruh, we absolutely will.
Keep uplifting these voices, keep uplifting the information, keep doing what you do, and see you on the front lines, and we will join in together and make sure we connect with your community to see how we can basically how can we help each other going forward. If it's nothing but just passing information to each other.
Absolutely, and I got your number off of the Skype joint, so I'll lock that in and I'll keep that in the event. We need to hit you back up. And yeah, we want to try to make this, some semi-consistent, like you say, another 3 months, and bring some kids with you. Let them
open the door.
Yeah, let's get them in on it too.
Okay, so I'll do that. In fact, I have my political coordinator from New Voters Movement, Mr. Isaiah Valentine. Maybe he'll do something with you. And I got some other organizations we're working with. I'll give them the opportunity to speak and tell you what they're doing.
Absolutely, bro. That's what we're here for, man.
Got you. So we'll hook that up.
And again, man, I thank you for your time and your energy. Anything you want to say to the people before you get back to getting them out there to vote?
Just don't. If you give up, you'll never move forward. So never give up. Just keep moving forward. Sometimes it looks bad, but if we make our battle, one of the things we got to remember. Your battle is our battle. So once we make this a we thing, we'll all be better off. So more power to the people and all power to the people all the time.
Facts. On that note, man, we out of here. Have a good one, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
No
all
doubt.
right. Back to work. All right.
Peace.
Peace.
All right. And you know what I'm going to do, man? Something that I don't normally do, but I'm just feeling it, man. We're gonna end it off with a song today.
Yeah. It's still a lot of debate about who we are. Cats arguing we ain't African, we ain't black, we ain't this, we ain't that. Man, truth is we all of that. Cause all of that come from us, you know what I'm saying? It's all about where you gon' fit in. Yeah. Yo, what's your name? You an African, an American, or an Israelite? Black or more, Muhammad or a provocateur? What the business like? You Malcolm X by any means. Chief Turner, Dr. King, keep a burner, you repeat. Look at me, who you see? I'm garbage when I rap a bar. Every line is a blacker star. I'm masterful cause I understand who these crackers are. Nat Turner's my avatar. My attitude so disciplined. I'm a mocking dog, these motherfuckers. Dr. Cotton, these Europeans know what I mean. I'm Farrakhan, never will I run. Robert Williams, nigga with a gun. George and Jonathan Jackson, Dr. Yosef Ben, Yakanan. Show and prove like Dr. Clark. I'm a goon cause I got the heart. I'm Dubois cause I'm hella smart. I'm Denzel cause I got the part. I'm Bianchi, Sutton Khufu, Mansa Musa, Shaka Zulu. I'm with Mia, I'm with Tulu. If I was Jesus, what would you do? I'm a Negro and I'm colored. I'm your nigga and your brother. Yeah, I kill you, but I love you. Accept your own and reject the other. What's your name?
What's your name? And why don't you now know what your name was then? Where did it go? Where did you lose it? Who took it? And how did he take it? What tongue did you speak? How did the man take your tongue? Where is your history? How did the man wipe out your history? What did the man do to make you a dumb?
What's your name? It's a Chigaboo, it's a Porsche monkey, it's a Scambo, it's an Oreo, maybe Revolution is just too much for the handle. I ain't carry no scandal, I ain't scary, got ammo. Harry tough with a candle, time to pick up the mantle. I'm a son to Wop and Queen of Zinga, Nefertiti and Queen of Mina, Hatshepsut and the Queen of Sheba. She thinks she God, please believe her. Name is Osada, Great Escape, Angela Davis, feet safe. Winnie Mandela, refuse to break. I'm anime, refuse to hate. I see straight through cause I'm late today. Miss Fannie Lou, I got things to say. Miss Shirley Chisholm, I paved the way. way. The homie queen came to slay. Better survive, I mean my Malcolm. Black love is the only outcome. I won't stop until y'all have some. I might say this shit gon' happen. I'm on shoot, come bless the altar. I'm Nivea, I bless Walter. I'm on Lacuna, I drive my daughter. I'm Oya, I cannot falter. I'm the one to give birth to stars. Masterful, how I work these bars. Series B to the earth to Mars. KOS, reverse the stars. Show now.